They're giving me oxygen to breathe. And hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is MEKNEX, and today I'm going to be telling you guys my labor and delivery story. On this channel, I do a lot of things that I love to do. Please do well to check out my playlist and check out my channel, and please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video because it's going to be amazing. And I want everyone to listen to this video because there are a lot of lessons I learned and mistakes I made during my labor and delivery story. All right, I'm going to start this story. I'm going to give a background story of what happened before we get into the video. So around when I was pregnant, my younger sister also was pregnant. So along the line, she lost her baby. So when she lost her baby, I was so depressed, and I was pregnant also. I was so depressed, I was so pained that I cried so much. And the next time I went to the hospital, he read that I had preeclampsia. So I had BP because I was too emotional about the death of her baby and I became scared. So the number one lesson you should learn as a pregnant woman about to give birth: don't entertain fear. Never let anything scare you, because from that fear a lot of things can start up. So I was so scared that I became hypertensive. I had BP. Sometimes I sit down and I start feeling my blood pumping so hard. So I became so scared. So around 37 weeks, I changed my hospital because I didn't want to stay in the hospital where she delivered and lost her baby. So I changed my hospital and went to a new hospital entirely and started my antenatal there. So the first week I went for antenatal, they advised me to stay, that my BP was really high and I couldn't go on with the pregnancy. I refused and went home. So the next week when I came back, they gave me 2 weeks. So when I came back, I was 39 weeks pregnant. So in that 39-week pregnancy, they advised me not to go anymore, that I shouldn't go home anymore. I should time and stop the pregnancy at that point. And the way they are going to do it is that I'm going to be induced so I can give birth before my due date. So I had 1 week to my due date. So I had to stay. At this point, my husband refused me from going anymore. He asked me to stay since it was becoming risky and all that. So I stayed. In the ward, they had 3 wards. First ward is the pre-labor ward, then they had the labor ward, and they have the post-labor ward. So I stayed at the pre-labor ward. In front of me, like the woman in front of my bed, she has been in labor. I came on a Tuesday. She has been in labor since Sunday. And the doctors have been begging her to go for CS, and she refused. She was like, no, God will perfect it in his time. This lady refused to have a CS. The husband refused her from having a CS. They said that their faith will not permit it. My mom was even begging this man to allow this his wife to go through this, and he refused. So that also got me scared. Like I don't know what labor pain is like, but what I'm seeing here is I definitely don't want to go through it. And I've heard story that when you are induced, it is worst. And here I am getting ready to be induced by 12 midnight. So I stayed there and waited for my turn. I was just looking at this woman in pain, and I was like, God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So another lesson that I learned is I don't think it's really wise to be pregnant and see something really bad that way, because it was bad. So when the first night at 12 midnight I was allowed to go into the labor ward, I went into the labor ward to get induced. Oh my God, I saw women in pain. I even saw a lady that just finished giving birth and she was being sutured. Cord. Her body was red and they were, Jesus, I It's just such it's the story is just too much for me to imagine. Like the first time I went into the labor room to get induced, oh god, I got scared. I was, oh god, this is not what I want to do. I saw women crying, trying to push. I saw the one they were suturing, and I sat there. While I was there waiting to be induced, the lady that was in my pre-labor ward came in. She came in with her, she was already ready to push at this point, so she was in labor already. So when they finished inducing me, I was still lying so that the drugs will not fall off. This lady gave birth and the baby refused to cry. It was that bad. Like I started crying. Why did she reject CS only for her to just kill this baby? Very beautiful boy. In my front, the baby was delivered. It was so painful. She started crying. God, please don't let this happen for my pain. Don't let this happen. She cried and cried and cried, and the nurses, they did their best. They rushed the baby to what they call this, the children's ward. They tried everything they could, and the baby died. Mind you, I was still pregnant at this point. My fear that was here was already here. I was so scared, and I began to wonder, why did she have to let this child die? What was there in just saying, okay, tear me up and bring out this baby alive? I believe a safe delivery should be the mother is alive and the baby is alive. That's what safe delivery sounds to me. It's not that you did not get caught or anything. I just believe your mom is alive and you are alive. That's what safe delivery should sound like. So this lady lost her baby, and I was already I've gotten it. Like, it was at the peak of it already. So I got induced. I went back. The lady I went there with to get induced, she already started labor pains, but mine, nothing happened. So we had to go the second time to get induced. In this time, at this point, when I got there, I also was lying down to get induced, and a woman came in pregnant, heavily pregnant. She couldn't even walk. And when she got in, she gave birth to the first child. The baby did not cry. She gave birth to the second one. She did not cry. And it means this woman gave birth to twins and they were all dead. The second lesson, the third lesson I want to tell all of you, please, like, I will never make this mistake of going to the labor ward when I'm not in labor. It can never happen again. This was a very big mistake to me, because being there and seeing all these things made me want to cry. Like, I felt I can't do this anymore. Like, imagine my first delivery, seeing all this. I was traumatized, and at this point I was getting my second inducement. I was traumatized. I said I wasn't going to do this anymore. I was so scared. How can a woman push two dead twins out? It was that bad. I was so scared. So I got induced the second time, no labor pain. I got induced the third time, no labor pain. So the doctor said that it is really weird, but they are going to try to induce me the first time, but it is not proper for me to get induced the first time. So they induced me, and still yet no labor pain. So when they checked my baby's heartbeat, it was already beating differently. The baby was already stressed from being induced and all that. He was already stressed, and with all the fears in my heart, I just told the doctor, please, I need CS. I don't want to push anyone. I don't want to go through this. Like, my sister already lost her baby, and I've seen women losing their baby here. The only person I have given birth is just one lady, and she gave birth peacefully. That was the only lady, and she was my next bed neighbor. That was the only good delivery I've encountered. She just came in and pushed, and the baby was out. But at this point, when they started telling me my baby's heartbeat has been going up and down and all this, I just said, please, I don't want to push. I don't want this again. Please cut me open and bring out this baby. The next day was like, keep quiet. You don't have to request for CS. I said, man, no, I can't do this anymore. I don't want stories. This boy is already not breathing well, and they even started giving me oxygen to breathe and stuff like that. I just told them, no, doctor, I need CS. And then they called in my husband, and I was taken for CS. That was how I had my beautiful baby boy. Women, Like, the advice I have for all of you, don't be like this woman that killed her son just because she wanted to believe in religion. God can answer you in different ways. Having CS does not make you less of a woman, babe. Like, at this point, I don't care anymore. Okay, I'm alive and I'm walking around. Who knows? If I don't tell you that I had CS, will you know? No, you won't. So it was so painful, and this story of my labor and delivery, anytime I think of it, I'll be like, God, thank you for bringing me out of that place alive and not with a dead child. Wait, I even forgot the story. This lady be by my bedside when I, like, in the postnatal ward, after I've given birth. She came in and she was already operated on, and she lost the baby too. Why? She refused to come to the hospital so that she won't be cut open again, and this lady held it on until she could no longer do it anymore, and she was operated on. At this point, the baby was dead and she still had the CS. So what was the essence of trying to prove a point? Why tempt the Lord your God? So guys, I believe you learned something from this story, and I'm not saying this story, I'm not telling you the story to scare you, but these are the mistakes I made. And number one mistake I made was to go into the delivery room when I was not ready. And the second mistake I made was to entertain fear. Fear is more than you can imagine. So I encourage you, if you are pregnant right now, don't be scared. Believe in God, you are going to deliver. And if there is a need for you to have CS, don't be scared. God will take care of you. There is no need saying you won't have a CS or anything of sort. Safe delivery is you are alive, your baby is alive. That is safe delivery. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share this video. And please, if you have any other questions for me, please leave it in the comment section below, and I promise you guys more of these amazing content and advice. Bye.